You've been quiet on social media recently. Aren't you going to do EDS Awareness Month? No. Well, I have a little bit. I've relented at the end. But truth be told, I've kind of fallen out of love with awareness days, awareness weeks, awareness months, and awareness campaigns. Not awareness in general, that is still quite important to me, but time-related awareness stuff. I've lost the spark. Hi, my name is Max, and if you are new here, I have a condition called cold urticaria. I'm deafblind, I'm disabled, I'm a scientist, and I'm really bloody cool. I built this YouTube channel off of cold urticaria awareness, and I have partaken in several awareness months, awareness weeks, awareness campaigns. It started with Allergy Awareness Week, moving on to Pride Month, and then later Deaf Awareness Week, Deafblind Awareness Week, EDS Awareness Week, as I've sort of picked up things along the journey. And look, awareness weeks are great. They're brilliant. And awareness months, I'm just going to use awareness campaigns because like days, weeks, months, fortnights, 10 days, like awareness campaigns are great. And I loved them for so many reasons. Primarily, I found them as a brilliant way to build a community in terms of like I could find people like me by following Cold Urticaria Awareness Day or like Allergy Awareness Week hashtags on social media. I could see campaigns again on social media. It would come up often. I could be like, oh, they're like me, I'm gonna follow them. And then you can build friendships, you can have people finding you doing the same things, and it's just really brilliant to be able to find like-minded people who are living a similar experience to you. I was also able to learn lots about other people's experience with either the same conditions or conditions that I don't live with. Having other people share their own stories in their own voice is really, really important for so many reasons. But it just gives you the opportunity to learn about someone's specific experience and things that you haven't heard about before. For example, one of my friends takes part in diabetes awareness campaigns every single year, and I learn something new about diabetes every single time, and it is brilliant. Awareness campaigns give you the power to raise awareness about the things that you care about, that affect you, that people can actually do something about. For example, a big thing of mine is raising awareness about being allergic to cold, so when I'm wearing my face mask outside, maybe people don't shout at me in the street. We'll come on to that a bit later. Awareness campaigns can also be really, really, really fun. So when I've been making awareness week videos or just awareness videos, I have a great time. I have a brilliant time coming up with the ideas of how am I going to make 7 allergy themed videos to go out every day for a week. It's great fun, it's lots and lots of fun, and it's also challenging. I find challenges really rewarding. I love to be challenged. I love especially a creative challenge like video making and like writing. Writing and scripting is a big part of it. So for me, fun and challenge go hand in hand. I find them just wonderful. So why don't I love them anymore? I mean, I still kind of do, but I don't do them very often. The number one reason why I don't do awareness campaigns so much anymore, especially on YouTube, is the people who engage are already aware. And as much as it is lovely to see someone living your same experience, I think the point of an awareness week is to make people aware who are not already. So when you're only reaching people who already know, it kind of defeats the point. And again, the interaction and the engagement is absolutely wonderful, but we're kind of preaching to the choir, which is kind of fun, but it's different. A lot of what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to make people aware who are not already aware. And this leads nicely into my next point. The people who are not already aware are generally not interested until it affects somebody they love. At which point they turn to the loved one to find out information. Very occasionally I've had people in my comments say, my loved one lives with this, thank you for making this video, which is brilliant and rewarding. But a lot of the time I get, who cares? Less so on YouTube now, still occasionally happens, but I've had it frequently on Instagram and on Facebook. There's a lot of attitude of just who cares, which is kind of exhausting. For example, let's take masking again. I wear a mask because I'm allergic to cold. When I breathe cold air, my throat swells up. It's similar to an asthma attack, but not quite the same mechanism, but close enough. So I wear a mask outside to stop that happening so I can breathe safely. And I've been doing that since 2018, 2019, before COVID hit, basically. And in the before times, I used to get a lot of stares, people would shout things at me, people would tell me, oh, it's just being dramatic, all of that kind of thing. They would try and do everything to make me take the mask off because for whatever reason they thought I shouldn't wear one. And then COVID hit and everybody wanted my advice on how to wear a mask, how do I make it stop hurting my ears, how do I stop my glasses from fogging up. And I did make that content and I did share and help people. But then when the mandate lifted, those same people started again by, oh, maybe you don't need the mask anymore. I still do. I'm still allergic to cold. Like, that hasn't changed. People don't remain aware. They don't want to be aware, and they don't remain aware. So it is kind of like shouting into the void and having the void shout back at you, nobody cares. And I feel like I'm being a bit pessimistic. But I've been doing awareness campaigns since I was like 15, 16, so that's about half of my life. People are not more aware. I can tell people to their face, we can have a conversation, but then they'll forget. Because until you care about it, until you have an emotional tie to it, it's just a fun fact on a random Tuesday. Another reason why I've fallen out of love with awareness campaigns, and this, I'm sort of echoing a rhetoric here and I really do apologise for that, but there's so many. There are so many. And I lose track, and I imagine everybody else does too. If I did every awareness campaign that is relevant to me, I would never post about anything else. And recently I've started enjoying posting about my holidays and the achievements that I have and like all the cool things that I have been doing that are sort of awareness, but also they're just really cool things. But there's a lot of overlapping awareness campaigns in terms of like the date, the content. There is just so much going on and it feels like overload. So for example, we've got January, which it has Blue Monday, it's basically health and lifestyle month. We have Dry January, we have Veganuary, brilliant causes. February has LGBT plus History Month, it has Eating Disorder Awareness Week, and it has Rare Disease Day. All brilliant causes that I'd love to celebrate. March is generally Cancer Awareness Month. They're all very specific cancers. I don't have the list, but also Endometriosis Awareness Month. April, Stress Awareness Month, Autism Acceptance Month, and at some point in there there's World Health Day. May has Mental Health Awareness Week, Deaf Awareness Week, EDS Awareness Month, Asthma Awareness Month. June, of course, is Pride Month. We also have Brain Awareness Month. We have Volunteers Week, we have Carers Week, we have Men's Mental Health Week, we have Loneliness Awareness Week. There is also a lot of diabetes awareness campaigning going on. I forget whether it's the week or the month. July, Disability Pride Month, Sarcoma Awareness Month, Plastic Free July, UV Safety Awareness. Like, the list goes on. And these are all very, very worthy causes and I do love them. But because I am affiliated with so many causes, I find it exhausting. I completely forgot that May was EDS Awareness Month, therefore I have very little content on it. I considered trying to strap a video together really quick and then I was like, I'm too tired. And I'm not in any way saying that we need to combine things or have less of them. I just think as a creator, it has contributed to my falling out of love with awareness campaigns because there's so many opportunities that I have missed because I should have started planning at the beginning of the year, but because I now do so much advocacy and I have a lot of projects going on, I have to plan those instead. And I'm just kind of sat here like, wow, there's a lot going on. Another reason I have fallen out of love with awareness campaigns is because I am not on social media very much anymore. You might have seen in this video up here that this year I am changing my relationship with social media because spending 12 hours a day on a weekend scrolling through Instagram isn't very good for you or your mental well-being. It's not brilliant, it's not fun, it's not restful. And I'm finding that if you're not on social media, you are going to miss these campaigns. That's kind of where they live. I very rarely see them outside of social media. I read the news quite a lot. Oh, boring. I know, but I don't see these campaigns making it into the news. I don't really see them anywhere that's not social media. And it kind of makes me want to go back to social media, but I know that I don't want to do that. I think the biggest thing that I've realised making this list and talking about it on this video is they take up time that I no longer have. When I started this YouTube channel, I was at the very start of what I didn't know was going to be a really long unemployment journey, but I had so much time. I could bang out a video every week, easy peasy, which was why I started doing awareness campaigns, so I could do a video every day for a set amount of time. And it gave me something to do, it gave me skills to work on, it gave me something to practice and to just get my voice out there. But now I have a full-time job and I do extracurricular activism outside of work where I go and give talks and I travel and I run workshops and I do all of these cool things. It's leaving me with not enough time to do these things that I would like to do, but it just, the thought of making an awareness video makes me want to cry, because with what time? Life looks different for me now, and that's great. I'm very glad that it does, but it just means that I don't have time for the things I was once very, very passionate about doing. The causes remain my passion, but how I'm working with them is different. And like, as a scientist, I almost never seeing research being shared. And now, you know, academic research is not accessible for everybody, but there is a lot of accessible research out there. There is a lot of open source. The NHS website now does cite some sources sometimes for things. Reputable websites, other creators who have access to studies, reference them, use them, show off their videos, link to them. Talk about, like, summarize their video and then send them that way for more information. I so rarely see awareness campaigns including current research. Like, is there a new treatment path that might be offered soon? Is there a new diagnostic criteria coming out? Like in the case of EDS, there is a new criteria coming out, I think at the end of this year, either this year or 2027. I haven't seen anyone talk about it. What is with that? And then also just tell us something that we don't know. I've seen quite a few, again, sorry, EDS Awareness Month posts where it's just listing the very basic criteria. It doesn't tell us anything about how it affects your life. It doesn't give anyone a wider picture of EDS and what it's like living with it. It's just like, here is a disorder that exists and these are some of the symptoms. And I'm like, yes, but there's so much more to it than that. In a month, are people going to remember what EDS is? I don't know. But again, I talk about it all day, every day with people I work with. Could they tell me what my disability is? I think 2 or 3 of them might. One of them exists in a sphere with EDS as well. So, like, obviously, that's cheating. And then lastly, I know it's cliche, but every day is an awareness day when you live with the condition or the cause, whatever. For me, every day is EDS Awareness Day because my joints are going to make a loud noise that will make people uncomfortable. Every week is Deaf Awareness Week because I am aware of my deafness, my co-workers are aware of my deafness. Strangers on the street, they don't necessarily need to be aware of my deafness, but if they need to speak to me, they'll soon find out. People often will ask me why I wear a mask still, and that's, you know, fine. I'll answer the question, but awareness isn't really getting anywhere. It's just curiosity. I think there's a huge difference between curiosity and awareness, and we're kind of missing the mark. That's my bad too, because all of my awareness stuff has not been super effective either. So that's my thoughts on awareness campaigns and why I haven't made an awareness campaign video for quite a while, and why you might not see one for quite a while. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, as usual. And don't forget to like this video, Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I do still talk about disability and deafness and deafblindness and druidry and science and all that kind of stuff, just not in the format of an awareness campaign at the moment. Things might change. I might just be being pessimistic at the moment because I'm a bit burnt out. But don't forget to ring that notification bell so you get notified every single time I post a new video. I aim for the middle of the month, once a month, on a Saturday at 6 PM, so you need the bell to see when I've done that. See ya!